Listen, no matter what he did, you're still a beautiful black queen.
I'm white. I'm white.
So recently, a musician by the name of DaniLeigh made a video on social media of a song that she made.
Yellow bonus, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Para mi que se lo van. Para mi que what I want.
As you can imagine, she got a lot of backlash because a lot of people thought it was inappropriate and colorist. A lot of people were criticizing her for using the term yellow bone, which is typically associated with like a black woman who has a lighter complexion. And there was a lot of debate on whether she was even black, being that her parents look like this. So I'm making this video because I want to share my opinion on the whole thing, and we're gonna start with colorism. So colorism is discrimination based on skin color, a form of prejudice or discrimination in which people are treated differently based on social implications. So colorism is based on a structure that values white aesthetics, and the closer you are to whiteness, the more valuable you are, to put it like basically. I recognize colorism in a lot of internet discourse about like dating preferences, and I'm sure you've all seen those like viral videos of those rappers saying something along the lines of, oh, I can't date a dark-skinned woman because whatever. I think it's that type of exposure that makes people minimize colorism into something like preferences, when colorism is a lot more complex than that. Not only does colorism make us internalize like these ideas about ourselves and others, but colorism affects greater aspects of our society, as healthcare, criminal justice, media, not only in America but like across the globe. Like, this is a global issue. To scale it down, colorism is ingrained in the black community, and we all know where that stems from. Due to miscegenation and genetics, black people come in like all sorts of shades and phenotypes. And the one-drop rule was like an archaic type of racial classification that basically said if you had one drop of black ancestry, you're considered black. But what is being black? Like, is it a physical appearance? Is it cultural? Is it experiential? I don't know if I have the answer to that question, but I do know that if you look a certain way, you get different things. And if you're perceived a certain way, you just get treated differently. In this country, there are social constructs that we all have agreed exist that are going to shape your experience. And that's where it starts, and that's where it ends. So let's take me for example. So in truth, I probably have a small percentage of European ancestry, but I would never identify as mixed. I have never identified as mixed in my life. I don't identify as a mixed person because nobody is ever going to perceive me as a mixed person. No one is going to perceive me as a mixed person because of the ideas that we've constructed about race. However, if I sit here and I identify as a black person, nobody is going to argue me down. There's going to be no ifs, ands, or buts about it, because it's very clear in my genetic expression, my genetic physical expression, that I'm a black person according to the social construct of race. I would not have to go inside of an evidence folder and pull out pictures of my parents or my grandparents and say, see, told y'all. Never have to do that. So to bring this back to DaniLeigh's video, she's in the video dancing around to lyrics that say, yellow bone, that's what he want. The criticism here is that she's flaunting like her privilege as a light-skinned person, and I can see that. Basically, she's saying she's favorable in the eyes of her man, who I think is important to mention that that he is a dark-skinned person. This was her like initial response to all the criticism. Hold on, let me find the comment. So she's saying, why I can't make a song for my light-skinned baddies? Why y'all think I'm hating on other colors when there are millions of songs speaking on all types? Why y'all so sensitive and take it personal? My thing is, like, she's saying this as if there is not enough representation for light-skinned women. Like, y'all are everywhere. And then I hear people like come to her defense and say, oh well, why can't she, you know, be confident in her light skin or whatever? Why can't she like be able to flaunt her appearance? Personally, I think there's nothing wrong with being confident and being comfortable with the skin you're in and being happy about it and all that stuff. But I also think that if you were black, like she claims to be, if you are knowledgeable about colorism like she claims to be, and maybe if she had some like black friends or something, maybe if she was actually socialized into blackness, and she would understand like the implications that that song has, and she wouldn't be so angry and so upset when people like criticize her about the song. A biracial person who I feel like is mindful of the world around her and is mindful of colorism is Zendaya. She uses her platform as well as her privilege to bring awareness to colorism and how colorism gives her certain opportunities that are not given to other darker complected women. She says, as a light-skinned black woman, it's important that I'm using my privilege, my platform, to show you how much beauty there is in the AA community. I am Hollywood's acceptable version of a black girl, and that has to change. We're vastly too beautiful and too interesting for me to be the only representation of that. And I totally agree. And lastly, I want to quickly touch on another criticism that was made about her video, which is her use of the term yellow bone, which is typically, you know, used to describe a black woman who has a lighter complexion, emphasis on black. Like I was saying before, it's all gonna come down to how people perceive you, and I don't think anybody is ever gonna perceive DaniLeigh as being black. Racially ambiguous, yes, but black, no, it's just not there. It's just not there, and that's that. So yeah, that's really all I had to say about that. I just wanted to do like a little quick commentary on that whole thing. Let's not even mention, like, this song is terrible. Anyways, if you like this video, you should give it a like and you should subscribe. I don't usually like do commentary like this, but you know, occasionally I will, you know, do it if I want to. So if you want to see more of that content, you should subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.